Hello, my collective. Elsie here to give you, well, just a collective reading. How are you? Happy Tuesday to you. Just got through the sneak peek for the week. Thought I'd come here and give you a little bit of extra energy, a little pep in your step for the week. Let's start out by looking at the Wisdom of the Oracle. Let's take an Oracle card here. We'll look at the Tea Leaf Oracle as well, and then we'll see what the Tarot brings us. Tell me about the collective. What's a collective reading, Elsie, and why isn't it time-stamped? It's because this is just for the collective. So I'm going to call out the signs and symbols as I see them to help you understand what's going on here. It's either going to resonate or it's not. And that's the truth. All right. So this could be your reading. Please watch responsibly. All right. Okay. Round and round. Who sings that song? Come on, my 70s and 80s friends. What goes around comes around is what I'm hearing. Is it Whitesnake? One of those hair bands? Round and round, yeah. So we got card number 25. It breaks to a 7. So I feel like you've been trying to come to an understanding, land on a point, have an awakening. It feels like you are back on the roundabout, and I'll tell you why. I think that your third eye is opened. And now you're seeing things with a different clarity than you had before. It's causing you to speak up. It's causing your heart space to change. And I really feel, that you feel as though you need to speak up about it. You need to have the courage to be able to speak up about it. So you are now, it's almost like you're on the victory lap is what I want to say. You're on the victory lap and you are seeing things through the eyes of spirit now, or through the third eyes. For me, 7s are significantly linked with heaven. They always have been, or the other realm. So it feels like you've been getting downloads that you now understand. And now it's like you're going to go back round and you're going to look at some of the things that you were looking at previously when your third eye was not open. Because I think you need to reassess, because now you're seeing everything so differently than you were before. In fact, so differently that it's causing you to go back around, examine it again, look into your heart, find out whether it's really for you, be confident in the decision that you make. And I feel like you're going to talk about it, whatever's on your heart. A little card jumped out there and back in the deck it went. I don't know if you saw that. Very cool. Okay. Oh, look at that. Okay. We've got 3 cards. That's good. All right, what do we got here? We've got the tree. It says affairs with your family. We've got the peacock, beware of great pride. And then we have the wedge. Someone is trying to come between you and a friend or something you want. I feel it's the danger of going into the past is what I want to say. It feels like somebody is reviewing. Maybe you're not going there physically, but maybe you're reviewing all of the things from the past with your new knowledge or your new clarity. And it feels like you're seeing things for what they really are. Beware of great pride. Maybe it was your pride that put a wedge between you and someone you really enjoy, someone, you and a friend, or possibly the pride put a wedge between you and something that you want. Maybe you didn't get the job, or you didn't get the thing that you wanted. Maybe there was a little bit of pride here. It could be pride that comes from the family, because sometimes, generational wealth will do that, right? Can give you a little bit of pride, not the good kind, right? And it says affairs with your family. Somebody's looking back on their life. It feels like the tree of life tells me that somebody's going over their roots. They're reliving the roots, or really inspecting the roots of the tree that they come from. It could be some of the things that you figure out or that you see that maybe pride was the downfall of the family. For some of you, it could be. Or don't let it be, because the wedge is here, and it is possible that maybe someone is trying to drive a wedge between you and your family, or you and a family member. All right. And it feels as though it's time to make a decision, that you've been on the outside, sort of on the peripheral, watching it all happen, and you want to make a decision. Now's the time to do that, because you have the greatest clarity that you've ever had about the situation. For those of you who are looking at this as sort of a something to do with love or romance. The round and round, I believe, is that it's like an open door. Like somebody keeps going away and coming back. You allow them to come back, but then they leave you, and you allow them to come back, and then they leave you. I think you're looking at their purpose of the family tree here. Do they really fit into your family? Do you really need them? Beware of pride, it says, but there's also someone who's trying to draw a wedge that could be an outside party, right? We've got the Five of Pentacles, we've got the Devil, and the Wheel of Fortune. Wow. That's some energy. Three of Cups in the reverse. Had that Three of Cups come out in the reverse in a different deck as well. Something about the Three of Cups in the reverse today. Ooh, Death is on the bottom. Okay. So you're putting an end to that. I don't think that you're going to allow this person to come in and out of your place like it's a damn bar saloon, right? Like it's an old country saloon. You're not going to allow those doors to be squeaking again. I feel like there's something that you have found out maybe through a family member that's causing you to put an end to moving forward with this person. I feel like you're done. You want to be single. There is something that you found out that's requiring you to move away emotionally. That's the Eight of Cups. You're disconnecting emotionally from someone, but I think it's because of information that you receive from someone else. So be careful with that, right? Be careful that your source is a good source. Oh, yes, right. Charlie just said, we didn't look at the bottom of the deck. Look at this. Teardrops. Great personal sorrow. Okay. And then we have the Mountain Road. You are on the road to success. All right. So, with success sometimes comes pain, and that's the truth. Sometimes doing the right thing really hurts. All right. So it does feel like... feels like there's been a lot of arguments here. If we are in a relationship, if that's what we're talking about, it's like there's lots of disagreements here. And the disagreements that are had here are not just, they're not just the disagreements that are like, okay, let's just disagree. Let's agree to disagree, right? No big deal. It's not those. It's like it gets into pull down, drag out fights. The arguments, are chasing everybody away. It feels like feels very abusive. I'm going to be honest. It feels like this devil energy is really making you a recluse or making everyone else on the peripheral move away from you. It feels like you're feeling alone in the fight. You may be dealing in a situation where someone has put you in a third party, and the third party could be anything, y'all. Yes, this is the Three of Cups. It is the heart space. But the third party can be anything. It can be a job. It can be an addiction. It can be a person. It can be another person. Absolutely. But when the third party comes into play is when someone is putting way more emphasis on something else than they are on you. The Five of Pentacles tells me that somebody's feeling in lack or that money isn't good. We're spending too much money on toxic stuff. There could be a lot of, it feels like instant gratification going on here that is really affecting the family money, possibly, your family's money. Or maybe you're buying things to keep up with the Joneses. It says, beware of great pride. So maybe you're buying too many objects or things or cars or houses because you want everybody to see that you have these things. The thing is, you don't have to stay here. You don't have to stay in this energy if you don't want to. The Wheel of Fortune is here. It's giving you a way out. There are abundant things that are coming for you here. Cutting away the devil. It feels like just a toxic cloud, like you've been living under this cloud of, I can't get out of this. I don't have enough money to get out of this. It's like I'm attached to this family thing because I don't have the money to leave. I feel like you are going to find the means by which you can leave. Now, I'm not saying a bunch of money's coming to you. I'm just saying that the Wheel of Fortune is here and your fortune is about to change. There's about to be a lot of change here regarding abundant things, right? We're talking about the planet of Jupiter, and this is abundance. So abundant changes are coming, but I feel as though you've gotten yourself into a little bit of a pickle with instant gratification, buying things that, lining up for that new iPhone that you couldn't afford, or maybe putting too many things on credit cards. There is somebody here, though, I feel that is fighting to, it feels like for some of you, it could be that you're fighting to keep this relationship alive, but really it's in the Three of Cups in the reverse. Somebody's getting cut out. It could be you. It could be another person. It could be another situation or a thing, a job or whatever it is. But it feels like nobody wins here with the Three of Cups in the reverse, that all of the emotional energy is poured out. So all we're left with is money, our money issues. If we don't love each other anymore and we're not in love anymore, all we're going to do is end up fighting over money, right? Fighting over money and struggling for power. I feel like there is change coming. Yeah, there is change coming, but you have to choose it, right? Because the Wheel of Fortune is here for you, but if you do not choose it, if you choose to turn away from it, which is something you can do, absolutely. Some people do turn away from the wheel because they don't believe that they're worthy of or can't receive the things that are such big blessings. I think that the reason that you stay in this relationship, even though it feels like you're trapped there, or it feels like you don't have a choice to leave, I think that you think that this person is your soulmate or someone that you are attached to energetically. Someone who you feel is a deeper connection to you than other people in your life. I feel like you want abundant things for this relationship, but at some point we all got to look at what the real answers are here. We do have the devil. The devil is next to the Five of Pentacles. Somebody is feeling in toxic lack. There's lack of money. There's lack of love because we've got the Three of Cups in the reverse. But there is, the Five of Swords is standing tall. We're fighting and arguing and making harsh decisions, saying mean things to each other. I feel like there is a way out. And I don't know if it's that somebody drops a bag of money on you or you pick up the kids and go to a shelter. I don't know what it is. But I feel as though there is a way out of this. I feel that this is the problem for me in this reading right here. This is the problem for me, y'all, and you hear me talk about it a lot. It's the label, right? So there's the label of whatever you want to call it. Soulmate, twin flame, energetic connection, deep dive, whatever it is. But I feel like somebody sees their relationship as this, but it's not this. No. This is not what this is, I don't think. I feel like this is an aspiration. I feel like this could come with the wheel. But I feel like that you feel like this relationship is soulmate or twin flame or something like that. No, I don't feel that. I feel that it's karmic. Yeah. I feel like you're seeing it as this. Yeah. Okay. Let's take a look here. For the collective, please. What else do you have to tell us about this energy? Yeah, there's been a lot of fighting within this connection here, right? Within this family unit, or we're living together and we're fighting a lot. That's what it feels like. Yeah, there it is. Arguments and fighting and angst and harsh realities, harsh stuff. Yeah. Cheating, maybe third parties, right? Gossip. People are talking about this relationship. So I don't know if you have a soul tribe or if you have people around you that know you. I mean, we all have, as couples, we all have couples that we go out with, or usually, but it feels like there's a group of people. This could be someone that you are with because they're in your soul tribe, or that this is somebody that you've been waiting for a while. It may be a connection that other people were saying, oh, careful collective, they're really toxic, be careful. And it feels like that's what starts the chitter chatter, because that's what the birds are. It's all about the communication and, groups of people talking about things that maybe sometimes is none of their business. But because of the energies that I'm seeing here with the devil energy and the Five of Swords tells me that if this is present energy for a relationship, that it is not going well. No. And whoever the people are that are around you, that are the closest to you, that know you, they're gossiping about you. Now, look, it feels like you could go forward with this person when the wheel gets here. I feel like you could go forward with this person and you will have temporary relief. But please understand that somebody here in this relationship is wearing a mask. They're not telling you exactly who they are, or they are acting one way to your face and another way behind your back. We do have 2 4s here, which indicates that maybe we could be on the right path, but it feels like you need to make a really big decision, a choice, or a change as it pertains to who you live with, who you're loving, because the mask is no small deal. It's like you can't really see who they are. So how do you even know if they are, whatever you've labeled them as, twin flame, whatever it is, right? Soulmate. Have you mislabeled this person is my question. There's lots of obstacles and risks that you had to take to be with this person. There's been broken bridges here. Like, I feel like you guys keep breaking up, getting back together, breaking up, getting back together. We're going round and round, right? We've got affairs of the family. It could be maybe you have children with this person, or your family, even if you don't have any kids at all, your family's saying, what are you doing? What are you doing? Beware of the pride, right? The peacock is a royal bird, right? And the peacock is, if you can believe it, I'm quoting a song that I learned when I was in grade 5. The song is, the peacock is a royal bird, is very proud, as you have heard. What is it? He struts as only peacocks can and spreads his lovely colored fans. So it's all about the pride, right? Beware of what it looks like from the outside in, because it feels like somebody doesn't want to leave the relationship because they think that other people are going to say something about it. The truth is, you can't stop it. They're already talking. They're already talking about what's going on here. They know about the arguments and the fights, and you don't trust each other. And yeah, it's already out there. You don't have to avoid it. It's already out there. It feels like there is lack in here, though. This is a lackluster connection here. It feels like there needs to be some heavy-duty work done here. Psychological work, probably. Counseling. Or somebody's going to be making some big decisions when the Wheel of Fortune comes by, because when things start to get easier, it starts to get a little easier to make decisions, right? Regarding relationship, if you're not so short on money. There is a 3 of Swords here. So we have a lot of heartbreaking gossip that's going on here, disappointing. You're finding out people are talking about you behind your back about this connection. It's disappointing information, but they're not wrong. I feel like they're not wrong. That the 3 of Swords is disappointing to you, but we do have the whip and the broom, which means there's a lot of really stinging, horrible things that are going on for you. Impulsive things. We've got the Page of Swords. So I feel like you two are stalking each other. It's really crazy how many times this goes on in a relationship where people are living in the same house and there is no open phone policy. And I've never heard of such a thing. When I was married, there was an open phone policy. My phone was ever locked, and it was an open phone policy we had between my husband, myself, and my son. We all had no locks on our phones. Anybody could go through your phone at any time. Yeah. But it feels like we've gotten down to I'm investigating you, you're investigating me. We're kind of lying to each other about what we're doing. Maybe there's some stuff going on in the DMs, and people are getting wind of all of this stuff and they're talking about it, they're gossiping about it. What's the challenge here? As if there's not enough challenges, right? What's the challenge here? The challenge here is to get your balance. So the challenge here is to play the Facebook face. So be careful of that, because the 2 of Pentacles to me is just that. It feels like everything's out of balance. You're trying to keep it all in the air. It's only the universe that's got you by the scruff of your pants, trying to hold you up. And you're really trying to just hold it together, hoping it doesn't fall in. That's the challenge. So it's a terrible place to be for you. And I'm sorry if this is you that's going through this, but I really feel as though the devil energy lends to a lot of fighting and arguments. I feel that you're going to have a reprieve with the Wheel of Fortune. Things are going to change into a fortunate circumstance, but understand you need to choose it. And should you decide to stay in this relationship and ignore the Wheel of Fortune, bringing you new connections, new people, new situations to move to, I feel like you go back into the relationship, put your mask back on, and just sit down and take it. Yeah. Wow. Well, that didn't end up being the way I thought it would go. So let's get some advice, right? We shouldn't leave without some advice. As soon as I find my cards, where are they? Wait a second here. Aha, there they are. All right. The Divine Goddess Oracle deck. Let's find out. Let's get some advice here for you, collective. What do you do from here? What's the advice for the collective, please? If this is their situation, what is the advice for the collective? Ask your angels. Seek the divine. Your angels want to support you. So it means more going into time with self, seeking the divine, meditating, closing yourself in a room or in the bathroom or wherever it is, the bathroom at work, and taking, 5 minutes to meditate. It's asking the divine, whether you get on your knees to pray or whether you do that as just speaking to the universe during a bus ride or whatever it is. It says, put in the work, action that helps achieve goals, building the path to success. It's up to you. You will find out the information that you're about to find out, and it's not good, that it's been hiding from you in this relationship. And I think that it may just put a fire under your butt to keep moving forward. And then we have the apology. So someone is going to try and get you back in the good graces once they realize that you've figured out what's going on in this relationship, that they were actually wearing the mask. That it says here, forgiveness through mutual understandings, putting in the work, action that helps achieve goals, building a path to success. So I feel like you really need to feel successful in order to move forward. You really do need to feel successful. I feel like there isn't going to be an apology. Someone is going to try and half-ass sorry you, I think. Yeah. But I feel like you're supposed to be moving forward here. This is your time of success. Don't forget that the Wheel of Fortune is here, right? You are the one that is self-aware. Maybe your partner is not self-aware. It is time for you to have some success and connect to the divine. It's time for you to shine. You are learning about self-awareness. You are self-aware. Tapping into your higher self, questioning routines and patterns. I love that. Yeah. When we start to question our own routines and patterns, that's when that and only then is when the healing begins. When you can look in the mirror and question the self and know if you're lying to yourself or not. If you have no ability to be self-aware, you will have no success in this life, period. And yes, that is exactly how I feel. If you can't wake up and look at yourself first and figure out what you're doing to get yourself in this cycle round and round and round, you're never going to break the cycle if you don't have any self-awareness. Yep, Gary Vaynerchuk said that. I was watching him the other day, and he just said somebody got up and said, "What is the success to a small business?" This is what he said: self-awareness. If you have no self-awareness, you have nothing. Go see Gary V. You need to see Gary V. I'm out, you guys. I love you. Thank you so much for coming here and watching. I want to hear what's going on in the comments. I love y'all. Bye-bye.